Every survivor in Fiji liked Christmas a lot, but the Q, who loomed over them all, did not. The Q hated Christmas in every sense of the word. But why, oh why? The reason is quite absurd. The Q's mind worked differently from yours or from mine. The things he would say and do were quite asinine. Time after time did his Yanu tribe fail. Many challenges they tried to win, but to no avail. He thought himself smarter and more clever than all. So let's see all of the ways in which he showed his gall. He condemned Jelinski for quitting, for throwing in the towel, disparaging him for giving up, his face with a scowl. He knew Jess was going home and led her astray, by handing her a fake idol which she was to play. He tried to corral Banu, his favorite wackadoodle, a man tortured by God like a sick labradoodle. His number one ally, a woman named Tiff, would suffer a grim fate which we'll see in a bit. With his gift of foresight, he did clearly see that his biggest threat was close, her name was Kenzie. Now at Murgatory did his next victim show. Christmas would again be cancelled, this time for Mo. At the split, he helped turn the group against Tim, but his inane demeanor turned his allies against him. Like we've seen several, which means 7 times before, the Q had many more zany tricks left in store. Under the guise of being carefree and meek, he convinced his tribe mates to engage in hide-and-seek. During the game, as they all played, the Q judged them all for the big mistakes they made. At Tribal, he tried to throw the game out of whack by begging everyone to give him the axe. Why he did this, we may never know, but it was Tevin, not him, that would be the one to go home. Later that night, whom do we see? Why, it's Kenzie Petty, who was only 30. As she stared at the Q, the mermaid dragon said, "Why did he ask to go home? I cannot comprehend." He was spared at the next vote, when despite Kenzie's urging, Hunter did not play his idol and was thus sent to the jury. The next day, the Q engorged himself with a feast from Applebee's, which he refused to share with Liz in spite of her pleas. Once again, like so many times this season, Tiffany left with an idol, a move some would call treason. Upon winning reward, Maria, as you know, had 2 candidates play a game of Rochambeau. Since he chose paper, the Q ate once again, much to she who chose rock, Liz's chagrin. 3 times in a row, foolish players are these. Next to go home with an idol is the one called Venice. Finally, his time had come. The Q was next on the docket, for he himself also went home with an idol in his pocket. On the jury he did serve and vote for Kenzie, his old Yanu friend, over Ben and Charlie. So that was the story of the Q from 46. The highs and the lows, his many antics. Thanks to all for listening to my Yuletide tale. I hope all your celebrations go off without fail. The magic of the holidays shall never be broken. Merry Christmas to all, the tribe they have spoken.